The calm before the storm. For years, Earth had been a quiet, unassuming planet in the vast galaxy, hidden far away from the bustling empires and civilizations of the stars. Humans lived their lives, unaware of the power and danger that lurked beyond their world. They had no reason to believe their planet would ever catch the attention of the galaxy's mightiest forces, but that was about to change. The galaxy was home to mighty empires, the Kral Dominion, a ruthless, war-hungry species with an iron grip over several systems. The HFY Collective, a technologically advanced civilization that controlled vast resources, and many others, each more powerful than the last. Earth, with its primitive technology and lack of spacefaring capabilities, had always seemed like a quiet, inconsequential world. The mighty powers of the galaxy had no reason to care about Earth. But things were different now. Earth had been watching and listening. Their scientists, ever curious, had been scanning the stars for any signs of life. And they found something. A faint signal, a strange pattern in the noise of space, began to emerge. At first, it was dismissed as an anomaly, an unimportant signal from deep space. But then it happened again and again, until it became impossible to ignore. Something was out there, and it was trying to communicate. The message was unlike anything Earth had encountered before. It wasn't just a series of random signals. It was deliberate, calculated. As the scientists worked to decode it, the words that slowly took shape on their screens sent shivers down their spines. "We were polite," the message read, "but that's about to change." The cryptic warning stirred unease among Earth's leaders. What did it mean? Who was sending it? And why now? These questions raced through the minds of every scientist and government official. The message didn't come from any known civilization. It didn't match the patterns of communication from any of the galaxy's known species. It was something new, something different. The message seemed to imply that Earth had been given a chance to remain unnoticed and undisturbed. But now, that was over. Whoever sent the message was making it clear that the time for politeness had ended. Was this a warning of an impending attack, or was it a simple statement of power? Earth's leaders knew they couldn't ignore it. For the first time in history, the world's governments were forced to act together, sharing their resources and knowledge to understand the meaning of the message. Military officials and scientists met in secret, working around the clock to decode every part of the transmission. But the more they worked, the more questions they had. And then, without warning, something unexpected happened. As Earth's top scientists scanned the signal one final time, they noticed something that sent them into a frenzy. The signal was coming from deep space, far beyond Earth's solar system, in an area that had never been explored. The location of the signal was marked as the outskirts of a distant star system, one that wasn't even on Earth's maps. It was in the territory of the Kral Dominion. The realization hit like a hammer. The Kral Dominion, known for its aggressive expansion and ruthless conquests, had always kept its distance from Earth. They were a feared force in the galaxy, known for wiping out entire civilizations without mercy. And now, Earth was somehow connected to them through this mysterious signal. Was it possible that the Kral Dominion was aware of Earth, and had been for some time? Rumors spread quickly. The HFY Collective, the peaceful yet technologically superior race, had long been a force to be reckoned with, but they had never shown interest in Earth. Why now? Were they preparing to extend their reach to Earth, or were they warning the planet of an impending doom? Humanity had always believed it was safe, tucked away in its corner of the universe. The thought of powerful empires even noticing Earth seemed like the stuff of science fiction. But now, that fiction was becoming a terrifying reality. In the heart of Earth's most advanced space stations, the signal was analyzed and reanalyzed. Every possible interpretation was considered. Was the message meant to intimidate Earth, to scare it into submission? Or was it a declaration of war, a prelude to an invasion? Whatever it was, the sense of unease spread across the world. Governments that had once been at odds now put their differences aside. uniting in the face of an unknown threat. Military forces, once focused on defending their own borders, now turned their attention to something far greater, the protection of Earth itself. The message had come, and it was clear. Earth's time of peace and obscurity was over. The galaxy's mightiest forces had noticed the small blue planet, and now something was coming that would change everything. As the days passed, humanity held its breath. The galaxy's empires, once distant, unknowable forces, were no longer something to fear from afar. They were about to face something they never saw coming. Earth. The calm had ended, and the storm was just beginning. The gathering storm. As the message from deep space echoed through Earth's communication systems, fear began to settle in. It was no longer just a strange signal. It was a warning, a prelude to something much bigger. The world's governments moved quickly, convening emergency meetings in hidden locations. Military leaders and scientists worked tirelessly, trying to understand the implications of the message and what actions to take next. But the truth was, they had no idea what they were dealing with. No one had ever seen anything like this before. The galaxy's most powerful empires had never shown any interest in Earth. The idea that Earth could be caught up in galactic affairs seemed like an impossible dream or nightmare. Yet here they were, facing the reality of an alien threat they could barely comprehend. In a secure underground facility, a group of Earth's top scientists huddled around glowing screens, their faces illuminated by the strange symbols and data that poured in from the message. Their fingers moved swiftly over keyboards, working to decrypt the code hidden within the signal. There was a sense of urgency in the room, an electric charge that made everyone aware of the high stakes. Dr. Emily Carter, the lead scientist on the project, was the first to notice something odd. The pattern of the message wasn't just random. It was carefully structured, almost as if it was meant to guide Earth to a specific understanding. It was deliberate, as though whoever had sent it wanted Earth to find a deeper truth. Her fingers flew across the keys as she decoded the next part of the message. Earth has not been forgotten. The message read, "You are being watched." The words hung in the air, heavier than ever. Earth wasn't alone. Someone, or something, had been watching them for years, hidden in the shadows of space. And now, it seemed, they were finally ready to make their move. Dr. Carter's mind raced. Who were these beings? Why had they been watching Earth all this time? And why had they decided now was the time to act? As she mulled over these questions, a chilling thought crossed her mind. Could this be connected to the Krull Dominion? The Krull were notorious for their ruthlessness. They had conquered planet after planet, wiping out entire civilizations in their quest for domination. If they had been watching Earth, it meant one thing. They had plans for Earth's future. And those plans were not peaceful. The global alliance that had formed in response to the signal worked around the clock, pooling their resources and expertise to find answers. Earth's military, once focused on defense against natural threats, now turned its sights on something far more dangerous: alien invaders. In the weeks that followed, strange ships began to appear on the outskirts of Earth's solar system. At first, they were small, unassuming craft, but they quickly multiplied, and their patterns grew more organized. These ships didn't belong to any known species. The Earth's best scientists studied the ships, trying to understand their technology and intent. But there was little to go on. The ships were too advanced for Earth to decipher in time. The ships moved closer, and panic began to spread. Was this the beginning of an invasion? The military readied its forces, but no one knew what to expect. It was one thing to prepare for a conventional threat, but this was something entirely different. The ships were silent, moving with a grace and efficiency that seemed otherworldly. They were not like anything Earth had ever seen before. In secret military bunkers, Earth's generals and admirals prepared for the worst. Some were ready to fight, but others feared that their weapons were no match for whatever the invaders brought. Earth's weapons were outdated compared to the alien ship's technology. How could Earth stand up to an enemy so powerful? The air was thick with tension as Earth's leaders debated their next move. Should they make contact? Should they try to negotiate? The silence of space offered no answers. Every decision seemed fraught with danger. A single misstep could mean the destruction of everything. But then, something unexpected happened. One of the alien ships, larger than the others, broke away from the formation and headed straight for Earth's moon. It landed with an eerie precision, its metallic body gleaming in the moonlight. A chill ran through the room as Earth's military scrambled to prepare for what might come next. The moon was not only Earth's satellite, it was a vital military asset. Losing control of it would mean losing control of their defense system. Then, a transmission came through. It was a message. A clear, almost calm voice echoed across Earth's communication networks. "We are not here to conquer you. Not yet. But we will be watching, and when the time comes, you will be judged." The message cut off abruptly. It was cold. It was detached. And it was terrifying. Earth's enemies were not just preparing for an invasion. They were studying humanity, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The leaders of Earth, now fully aware of the gravity of their situation, realized the harsh truth. Earth was not alone in the galaxy, and the galaxy's most powerful civilizations were no longer ignoring them. They had been watching, waiting for the right moment to act. And now that moment had arrived. The gathering storm was more than just an alien invasion. It was a test, and Earth was on the verge of being caught in the middle of something much larger than any human could have imagined. Earth strikes back. The days following the alien message were tense. Earth's leaders, military strategists, and top scientists had one goal: to prepare for the coming storm. For the first time in history, humanity was faced with an enemy that they could not predict nor fully understand. Every effort was made to gather intelligence, but the aliens' technology was so advanced that it seemed nearly impossible to breach their defenses. Yet Earth was not about to back down. In secret laboratories hidden beneath the surface of the planet, teams of the brightest minds worked relentlessly to create a weapon unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. They knew that if they were to stand any chance of defending Earth, they would need more than just conventional forces. They needed to level the playing field. The global military alliance came together in ways no one thought possible. Once divided by borders and political differences, humanity now stood united against a common enemy. Earth's leaders shared their most advanced technologies, pooling resources to build a fleet of ships. These ships were different. They were built in secrecy, hidden from the eyes of the galaxy. Earth's best engineers and military minds had spent years developing cutting-edge technology in case a moment like this ever came. And now, that moment had arrived. The first of Earth's new ships was revealed in a stunning ceremony. It was a marvel of engineering, sleek, powerful, and armed with weapons designed specifically to counter alien forces. These ships weren't just designed for defense. They were designed for one purpose: to strike back. The ship's weaponry included energy-based cannons capable of disabling advanced alien shields, along with propulsion systems that could match or even surpass the speed of the alien vessels. In the final briefing, Admiral Henry Bryant, one of Earth's leading military commanders, addressed the newly formed Earth fleet. His voice was steady, but the weight of the moment was evident in his eyes. "Today, we show the galaxy that Earth is not a planet to be taken lightly," Admiral Bryant said. "For years, we've been underestimated, ignored, and dismissed. But that ends now. We will fight, not just for our survival, but for our future. We will remind them all of the strength of humanity." The fleet, led by the flagship Aegis, embarked on its first mission: to intercept the alien fleet approaching Earth. The sense of unity was palpable, but so was the fear. No one knew what to expect in space. The unknown alien ships were out there, just waiting. Every officer, every soldier, and every scientist felt the weight of the responsibility on their shoulders. As the Earth fleet approached the outskirts of the solar system, the alien ships came into view. They were unlike anything Earth had ever seen. massive, hulking vessels that seemed to pulse with a cold alien energy. Their sheer size and design were awe-inspiring, but it was the silence that terrified the crew of Earth's ships. There was no communication, no warning shots, just the eerie stillness of space. The fleet moved cautiously at first. Earth's commanders had ordered a careful approach, attempting to open a dialogue, to perhaps learn more about their motives. But the aliens responded with nothing but silence. There was no attempt to communicate, only a cold, calculating approach that made every human in the fleet nervous. It was clear. The aliens had no interest in diplomacy. Then, without warning, the alien ships opened fire. The first salvo struck one of Earth's vessels, and the explosion sent shockwaves through the fleet. The Aegis rocked as it narrowly avoided the blast, but the damage was done. The aliens had initiated the conflict, and now Earth's fleet had no choice but to fight back. The battle that followed was a test of humanity's resilience, a fight for survival against an overwhelmingly superior force. The new Earth ships were fast and agile, darting between the alien vessels with precision. But the aliens' firepower was overwhelming. Their weapons sliced through space with deadly accuracy, and Earth's ships struggled to keep up. The Aegis, with its advanced energy shields, absorbed the brunt of the attack, but even it was taking damage. The alien vessels didn't seem to stop. Each one was a moving fortress, and Earth's fleet was outnumbered. Yet there was something the aliens didn't anticipate: Earth's ingenuity. The fleet's soldiers, engineers, and strategists were not just following orders. They were adapting, learning on the fly, using every ounce of creativity to fight back. Earth's ships weren't perfect, but they had something the aliens didn't: human determination. As the battle raged on, Earth's forces made their move. A sudden shift in tactics, an unexpected maneuver, caught the alien fleet off guard. The Aegis fired its experimental energy cannon, a weapon designed to disrupt the alien ship's advanced shields. The blast hit its target, sending one of the alien ships spiraling into space, disabled and vulnerable. It was a small victory, but it was a victory nonetheless. The alien fleet, shocked by the sudden resistance, began to regroup. The humans had shown them something they had not expected: an ability to fight back, to stand firm even in the face of impossible odds. But Earth was not done. With the first alien ship taken down, humanity's forces pushed forward. The battle had only just begun, and Earth's fleet was ready for more. They had proven they could strike back, and now they would show the galaxy that they were a force to be reckoned with. The calm had ended. Earth was no longer the defenseless planet it had once been. The storm was here, and humanity was ready to face it head-on. The galaxy's mightiest had made a grave mistake in underestimating Earth. And now, they would learn the price of that mistake. The wrath unleashed. The battle for Earth was far from over. Though the alien fleet had been forced to retreat temporarily after their initial defeat, it was clear this was only the beginning. Earth's fleet, emboldened by their small victory, stood firm, but the threat from the alien invaders had only grown more dangerous. The alien ships, massive and cold, regrouped in space, preparing for a full-scale assault. Earth's forces were still outnumbered and outgunned, but they had one advantage. They had the element of surprise, and they were not afraid to use it. Admiral Bryant stood on the command deck of the Aegis, his eyes scanning the star maps. The alien fleet had retreated into the depths of the asteroid belt, but they hadn't given up. The last transmission from the enemy had been chilling. "You have delayed the inevitable. You will fall. Let them come," Admiral Bryant muttered under his breath. His voice was cold, determined. He knew the stakes were high, but he also knew that Earth had a fighting chance. "We won't go down without a fight." Back on Earth, the world was watching. The battle for their survival had captured the attention of every human on the planet. People who had once lived in fear of the unknown now looked to their military with hope. The once quiet and peaceful planet had transformed into a symbol of defiance, a testament to humanity's strength. But the clock was ticking. The alien forces, now fully aware of Earth's resolve, were preparing for a final, decisive strike. And this time, Earth would have to go on the offensive. The Aegis led the charge, pushing toward the heart of the alien fleet. The star system was filled with the hum of energy weapons, and the sound of ships moving at incredible speeds filled the communication channels. Every officer aboard Earth's fleet knew this was no longer about just defending Earth. It was about taking the fight to the invaders and showing them the true power of humanity. The first wave of the alien assault hit hard. Their ships fired plasma bursts that tore through the void, striking Earth's defenses. The ships of the Earth fleet were agile, but the aliens' weapons were devastating. Every strike sent shockwaves through the fleet, and the Aegis was rocked by a series of explosions. Earth's forces had never encountered such brutality before, and it was beginning to take its toll. But Earth's military wasn't ready to give up. The Aegis rallied its forces and struck back with renewed fury. This time, however, they would no longer just defend. Earth's fleet began to press forward, using their advanced technology and tactics to break through the alien lines. It was clear now. Earth was no longer playing defense. They were taking the fight to the heart of the enemy's forces. In a stunning display of strategy, Earth's fleet moved in tight formation, using asteroid fields and debris from past battles to hide their movements and launch surprise attacks. Their weapons fired with precision, targeting weak spots in the alien ship's armor. One by one, the alien vessels began to fall, each explosion sending a shockwave across the void. The tide of the battle began to turn in Earth's favor. It wasn't just the sheer firepower of Earth's fleet. It was their ingenuity, their refusal to back down. The aliens had underestimated Earth's ability to adapt, to fight when faced with impossible odds. Now, the invaders were feeling the weight of their mistake. But just as Earth's forces began to taste victory, a new challenge emerged. From the center of the alien fleet, a massive ship appeared. A ship unlike any the humans had ever seen before. It was enormous, nearly 3 times the size of any Earth vessel, and its weapons were powerful enough to shake the very fabric of space. This was not a ship meant for simple conquest. It was a ship designed to destroy entire civilizations. Admiral Bryant's voice crackled over the comms. "All units, focus on that ship. We can't let them use it against us." The Earth fleet concentrated their fire on the massive alien vessel, but it was like trying to pierce a mountain with a needle. Its shields absorbed every blast, and its weapons retaliated with brutal efficiency. The Aegis took several direct hits, its systems blinking red as damage reports flooded in. The battle was reaching its breaking point. With Earth's fleet struggling, a bold decision was made. Dr. Carter, the lead scientist who had helped design the new Earth fleet, had a plan. Using their secret weapon, the new energy disruptor cannon, which had been in development for months, Earth's fleet would launch a final, desperate strike. The plan was risky. The energy cannon, although powerful, had never been fully tested in a real combat situation. If it failed, Earth would lose its best chance at defeating the alien threat. Dr. Carter and Admiral Bryant shared a brief, tense look before giving the command. The Aegis turned, its energy systems humming to life as the cannon was primed. "Now," Bryant ordered. The Aegis fired the disruptor cannon with a roar that could be heard across the entire fleet. The energy blast shot through space, striking the alien command ship with a blinding flash of light. The explosion was deafening, and for a moment, it seemed as if time had stopped. The massive alien vessel, the key to their entire invasion, disintegrated before Earth's eyes. The alien fleet, leaderless and crippled, began to retreat. Earth's forces did not give chase. They knew the battle was far from over, but for now, Earth had struck a significant blow. The galaxy's mightiest forces had been humbled by the strength and unity of humanity. The storm had passed, for now, but Earth's victory was just the beginning. The galaxy would never forget the price the invaders paid for underestimating Earth, And as the remaining alien ships vanished into the darkness, Earth's forces stood tall, knowing they had proven one undeniable truth. Humanity was not just a small, insignificant planet. They were a force to be reckoned with. A new dawn for Earth. The galaxy, once vast and indifferent, had just witnessed a spectacular transformation. Earth, a planet once seen as weak and insignificant, had proven itself in the fire of battle. The alien invaders, once so sure of their dominance, had been repelled. The remains of their shattered fleet drifted helplessly in space as Earth's forces stood tall in victory. The immediate aftermath of the battle left Earth's leaders in a state of cautious triumph. The victory, while significant, had come at a great cost. The Earth fleet had sustained heavy damage, and many lives had been lost in the fierce combat. Yet, despite the losses, the mood was one of resolve. Humanity had stood together, fought back, and won against overwhelming odds. In the heart of Earth's command center, Admiral Bryant watched the final retreat of the alien ships. His hands gripped the armrests of his chair, his eyes fixed on the stars outside. He knew the victory wasn't the end, but the beginning of a new era for humanity. "We've sent a message to the galaxy," he said quietly, his voice resolute. "We've proven what we're capable of, and we're not going anywhere." Dr. Carter, standing beside him, nodded. "The question now is, what comes next? We've barely begun to understand the alien technologies. We'll need to prepare for whatever might come next." As Earth's fleet slowly pulled back from the battlefield, the true magnitude of their triumph began to sink in. The alien invaders, powerful and arrogant, had underestimated the will of humanity. Earth had shown them that it would not be easily subjugated. The war was not over, but for the first time, Earth had its place in the galactic spotlight. As Earth's leaders gathered in a newly established council, made up of representatives from every corner of the planet, the mood shifted from concern to optimism. The great powers of the galaxy had watched Earth's response to the invasion, and they were watching still. Earth's victory was not just a military one, it was a statement. "We are no longer the forgotten world," said President Maria Velmont, speaking to the council. "We've stood our ground, and now we have the chance to be more than just survivors. We can take our place in the galaxy, not as victims, but as equals." The room filled with murmurs of agreement. The vision for Earth had changed. No longer would humanity look up at the stars with fear and uncertainty. Earth had made its mark, and it had no intention of being swept aside again. As the council deliberated, another report came in. An intercepted message from the distant reaches of space, beyond the boundaries of known galactic empires. The message, encrypted and broken into pieces, revealed a startling truth. Earth's victory had rippled across the galaxy, stirring the attention of many other civilizations. Some, like the Xinar Collective, were curious. Others, like the Kral Dominion, were enraged. The galaxy's mightiest, once focused on their own internal struggles and ambitions, were now forced to acknowledge the rise of Earth as a powerful new player. The alien threat had not been eliminated entirely. There were still factions lurking, waiting for the right moment to strike again. But now, Earth had gained respect, even fear, from the powers of the galaxy. "What now?" Admiral Bryant asked. "Do we wait for the next attack?" "No," said Dr. Carter, her gaze sharp and determined. "We adapt. We continue to grow, to learn. This victory is only the beginning of what we can achieve. The galaxy will change, and Earth will play a pivotal role in that change. But we have to be ready." The thought of humanity's place in the future of the galaxy seemed both daunting and exhilarating. Earth had barely scratched the surface of what the universe had to offer. The Kral Dominion, the Xinar Collective, and others. These ancient civilizations might once have ruled with unchecked power. But now, the galaxy was waking up to the realization that Earth would not be a passive player. The next steps for humanity were uncertain, but the one thing that was clear was this: Earth's story was no longer one of meek survival. It was a story of strength, resilience, and defiance. And as Earth's fleet, battered but victorious, sailed back to the planet, the message was loud and clear. Earth was ready to take its place in the galaxy. As the Earth fleet's ships returned to the planet, they were met with cheers and celebrations. Humanity had faced the impossible, and they had won. Earth was no longer a quiet, unassuming planet. It was a beacon of strength in the universe, a new power rising from the ashes of a forgotten past. In the end, the galaxy had learned a powerful lesson. Earth had been polite, yes, but the time for politeness was over. The galaxy's mightiest civilizations had been warned. Earth was no longer a small, insignificant world. It was a force to be reckoned with. And as the people of Earth looked up at the stars, they no longer felt fear. They felt the promise of a new beginning. The future of Earth and the galaxy was theirs to shape.